chisel, saw, re-chisel, re-saw, re-measure, like 5 times.
Dirty wire right here.
Is that good or bad? I'm Anna French, and I have been traveling in my van Casper for over 3 years. While I was living on the road, I met Ryan, a fellow van lifer. We caravaned around the United States together, fell in love, adopted a dog, bought an off-grid house in southern Colorado, and have been slowly renovating it. We still plan to travel the country by van, but we are happy to have a place to call home during this pandemic. We moved into our house in mid-September and quickly got to work on renovations. We wanted to prioritize installing a solar electric system since the previous owners were running the place on a gas generator. Neither of us felt particularly confident installing a system by ourselves, plus we got the cost of the entire solar electric system incorporated into our mortgage, which meant we needed the job done professionally. So we hired a local off-grid renewable energy expert to help us get set up, and Ryan helped with the labor to bring down the cost of the project. While we waited for the panels and batteries to come in the mail, we got to work on preparing the rack. Ryan cemented the solar rack into the ground and dug a 2-foot deep trench for all the wiring. Ryan is digging the hole where all the cables and cords and wires for our solar panels are gonna go. Ryan is building or making the shelves and the roof and the floor that are gonna go in this shed over here where we're housing the batteries. Here is the shed that we are currently insulating and building shelves in, where we're gonna store our batteries. We chose to mount our panels on a ground mount rather than on the roof or on poles because it was a lot cheaper and it makes them much more accessible for maintenance and wiping off snow in the winter. The mounting system we got also allows us to adjust the angle of the panels depending on the seasons and the location of the sun. After calculating how much power we needed, we decided to get 6 325 watt panels from Canadian Solar for a total of 1,950 watts.
Back it up.
For our battery bank, we got 16 400 amp hour sealed lead acid batteries by Centennial. We chose these batteries because they are zero maintenance and have a lifespan of up to 10 years, which is much longer than the standard lead acid battery. Our 6,400 amp hours worth of storage allows us to have about 3 days of backup even if there is no sun. We purposely got a way bigger system than we needed so that we have room for expansion in the future. So in total, we have almost 2 kilowatts of solar panel capacity, which cost us less than $1,300, and that's because we went with a small family-owned solar company who gets a discount for buying these large panels in bulk. For the rest of our solar setup, we trusted the advice of our solar guy and we got a Magnum Energy inverter and remote control and an Outback Flex Max charge controller. Our entire solar electric system cost $14,500 and labor was about $2,000 for a total of $16,500. We have had zero problems with our system so far. In fact, we've never gone below 80% capacity in our batteries. I'm going to link the details and the cost of everything I discussed in the description of this video for those who are interested in installing their own off-grid solar energy system. In between getting our solar electric up and running, which took about a month because we were waiting for parts, we worked on other home renovation projects and took a lot of walks to get to know the area a little better.
Over the clouds, this life belongs to me. Soaking in warmth down to my dangling feet. Fairy dust in hand, love's in high demand. I got some, there's plenty here to share. 'Cause I am flying, alive and free. I'm living in the moment, every breath I breathe. I'm gliding higher, alive and free. I let the good things all just roll right into me.
Until mid-November, I was still working on my mom's political campaign remotely, and so Ryan took on a lot of the house projects by himself. As we were moving furniture around, we noticed that there was a lot of different colored spots on the walls, so Ryan got to painting. Eventually, after several weeks of waiting for the range we bought, it was ready to be picked up and Ryan installed it for us. Since the stove that came with the house was at least 15 years old and was leaking propane, we decided this was a necessary upgrade.
Where do the clouds go, baby? I don't know. Maybe they'll be back tomorrow, we will know. How many times do I have to tell you? Early in the morning, you're beautiful too.
This is our kind of miscellaneous random room. We're calling it the office for the time being.
It is called the office on that thing.
Oh, and it's
Wire's called the office.
it's called the office in our electrical box, which is in this room. And so far, we've put this makeshift desk in here, and we're using this as kind of a storage closet. And right now, we are trying to install, well, Ryan is going to be installing 3 electrical outlets since there are 0 in this room currently. And none of this wall was finished. However, some of it did have this drywall. Same with the roof and the floor. And this room is also just plywood at the moment. And there's some more signs of mice. We've been dealing with some mice issues. We're eventually planning to put probably a washer machine here, potentially down the road stacking a dryer on it. But for the time being, we're thinking we can get away with just hang drying. Mm-hmm. So I requested that Ryan puts on those glasses and gloves while he does this work. He wasn't thrilled, as you can see by his face.
I need to make a hole up to the attic and then down the side so we can come down from the attic to the outlet right there, which is super fun. And I'm glad we have the attic right over here, because if we didn't have the attic, it would be a pain in the butt to do all those through drywall.
What's up?
Dirty wire right here.
Is that good or bad?
It's good.
Can you make sure you don't cut it?
Early in the morning, you're beautiful too.
We just got this cell phone signal booster. I don't have high hopes for it because the one in my van doesn't work that well, but we are hoping this one works better. So Ryan is getting ready to install it on this pole that the previous owners had here, holding up like an old satellite dish.
All of my thoughts begin and end with you. I know you like you know me, you know that I know you. I know you like you know me, you know that I know you.
Here's our new cell signal booster, at least the antenna, the outside antenna for it. We're gonna have to ground this with a wire to the ground, but luckily the hole that it's coming in to the house through was already here, so we just changed out the wiring.
Where does the wind blow? Baby, I don't know, but there is a place I can't tell you where for sure. Falling asleep to rain upon the roof. All of my dreams begin and end with you. All of my dreams begin and end with you.
So you want to tell them about today's project?
Yeah, today's project, we're going to take our old door for this and make it into a barn door. So to do that, we have about a 2-inch gap right here, and we have to fill that with 2x4s to pull out the wall, and then we're going to frame it with a nice wood around it. We're going to lay the track up here for the barn door, and the barn door is going to slide this way because the room is so small and the door takes up about a quarter of the room when opening it.
Yeah, just to give you a little idea of how small this room is, like the room itself, like the living part of it, is 6 feet by 6 feet, and then there's kind of a 6 feet wide by 3 foot deep closet area, which is going to become kind of a dual closet and our laundry room eventually. And then the main space in the room is going to be our office. We've got to finish the walls and the floor, and then once we have this barn door, we'll have a lot more space.
I know you like you know me, you know that I know you. I know you like you know me, you know that I know you. Like you know me.
My hair's a mess. We've had to, what is the word I'm looking for? Saw?
Chisel, saw.
We've had to chisel, saw, re-chisel, re-saw, re-measure like 5 times because the way they did this room is not in any way even. Like there are no like straight lines.
Square spaces or
Right angles. So everything is off from like the ceiling to the middle of the room to the floor. It's all a different angle, and so I think we finally got at least these 2 pieces the way they need to be. Now we have to cut the other, like the nice wood that's going to be sort of the door frame, but of course this is a weird angle as well, so that's going to be another challenge. And then once we get it all framed and flush with this wall, then we can put the track up and hopefully install the barn door. This is the door for now. We're just going to use the same door that they had here.
You know me, you know that I know you.
What you making?
Even in my sleep,
I don't know.
I see you.
We just caught these 2 mice in our non-kill mouse trap, and we are gonna go set them free, hopefully over a mile away, because we've already set one free and I'm pretty sure it came back. Our horses are currently being used to lift up our 275-gallon water tank that we use to fill our water cistern. So we're just kind of using our front porch to drill these holes into the door. That's going to end up being our barn door.
This one's hard
Why?
because it's not, the floor's not level, so all the measurements like are not level.
Is the ceiling level?
It'd come out a little bit.
We also started to install a barrier for our loft since the open railing made me really nervous that Nova was going to jump down to the first floor.
I got a job in the city. I got a house with a guest room I don't know who's there. Got a person that loves me. She hates the way that I talk, I smoke, I stare. I'm a king in a castle. I'm the ghost in the cornholes cut out in the sheets. I'm about to be 30. I'm dead and I'm gone, that's alright with me. Just give me something to live for. Give me something to do when I turn out the light. So hard being honest, but I'll try. Everything's fine right now. Everything's fine. I'm storming the castle. I'm turning my head 180 degrees. My whole body is hurting.
Even though we spent the first month or so living off of a gas generator, it's all been worth it now that we have a solid renewable energy source powering our off-grid house. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If so, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future home renovation, off-grid living, van life, and travel videos. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
For